Hey everyone, Mark Hespen here. Follow me on all social media. You know the drill, at Mark Hespen, Markhespen. Subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Okay, back after missing week 2. Sorry about that, but we're back here. Week 3 recap. The Bears are 1-2. Panic, not to panic. How are we feeling? I want to get my thoughts out there. I have notes, full page notes. So I want to break this down. The Bears are 1-2, 21-16 loss against Indianapolis. I want to start with the positive, and then we'll flip to the negative, and then I'll kind of summarize exactly how I'm feeling, and I think how you should be feeling if you're with me as Chicago Bears fans. All right, let's jump into it. The positives: glass half empty. I mean, glass half full, right? Caleb Williams. I think he's the guy, right? Like it feels like he's gonna be the guy. Are we disappointed that the CJ Stroud-esque amazing start to the rookie season hasn't really happened yet? Obviously. I think we wanted 300 yards, 2 touchdowns week 1. We wanted that in week 2. Well, we got it in week 3. So let's stay with the positive that. He's now completing almost 60% of his passes, up to 59 point something percent, over 630 yards. So now you're taking on out average, all right, 200 plus yards a game. These are steps in the right direction. I'm positive on Caleb Williams. There's a lot that's wrong with this organization right now. I don't think Caleb Williams is a part of that at all. Actually, I think he is a bright spot with some of the other talent that they have that has shown up over the last couple games, and I'm excited about Caleb. I'm here on Monday after that devastating loss against Indianapolis, ready to watch Caleb Williams again on Sunday in Chicago play the Rams. Ready for it. What's else a positive? Nate Davis and Velus Jones were not playing. Nate Davis had to get in the game for a little bit. But again, the fact that the Chicago Bears, after that rough start, looked at it and said, hey, we're not going to do this again with Velus Jones. We're not going to do this with Nate Davis. As soon as Pryor was healthy enough to go and there was another body available, they make that change. So the coaches, a lot of people are getting mad at, like, what is Eberflus saying at the press conference? What is Ryan Poles saying, in the pregame show on ESPN 1000, right? Here's the thing is, they're going to do the coach speak. They're going to do the GM speak. They're not going to throw guys under the bus. They're going to keep things positive. But I think their actions should be focused on more than the words, right? The action was, as soon as someone else was healthy enough to play and Nate Davis had an injury, right? He was out of the lineup. Same with Velus Jones, not even an injury, just like, you're not good enough, we're moving on, and they're making a change. That's a positive. Defense, it's so good. Let's just talk about the defense. It's amazing. Billings, TJ Edwards, Sweat, the entire secondary have just been fantastic. I love watching the Chicago Bears defense. They ball hawk. They have single-handedly through 3 games done enough to win on their side of the ball. If it was just a defensive game, the Bears would be 3-0. And I think, special teams has been hit or miss. And so the shining bright spot, the reason I picked the Bears to win against the Colts was the best unit that was going to be on the field on Sunday in Indianapolis was the Bears defense. And what was the best unit that was on the field Sunday in Indianapolis? The Bears defense. So credit to them. Billings, TJ Edwards, Sweat, secondary. A lot of these guys deserve a ton of respect, a ton of shout-outs. They're getting them from me. Bear down, the defense is great. Rome Odunze, that's a positive, right? That's a positive. Good crisp route running. A couple still miscues. A couple still like, oh, I thought you were going to do this. Why did you do that? That's okay. These are growing pains. These are rookies. We're going to have to see this through. As Bears fans, I think one of the things we're not used to is we're used to, yes, Mitch and Justin and the kind of rookie growing pains of the quarterback. So that's why I think we're getting frustrated, because we wanted Caleb to just pop and not have to go through the growing pains of a rookie. But what we're definitely not used to is a young weapon growing and having to grow with a young quarterback. And so already by this time at game 3 that they're performing like that, really like that. I really like that a ton. And I think Rome Odunze showed he could become the number 1 guy in this offense. And if he becomes truly your number 1 and DJ Moore is your slot number 2, if that's the way this eventually kind of levels out in a year and a half, 2 years from now, that's just money for the Chicago Bears. Roschon Johnson and Cole Kmet, they showed up. They were featured in the game plan. That's huge. Listen, Again, weeks 1 and 2, not good enough that Roshan Johnson wasn't playing. Not good enough that Cole Kmet wasn't featured enough. They got their chance to shine against Indianapolis. And I think we as fans were rewarded with what we were demanding, right? We're not, for the most part, dumb. I think we give ourselves credit. If you watch your team as much as I watch my team, the Bears, if you're a diehard Commanders fan, if you're a diehard Chargers fan, whatever it is, if you watch your team enough and you have a general football brain, you can sit there and be like, why is this guy not playing? Why is this guy playing? That's how we felt with the Bears with Cole Kmet and Roshan Johnson. And it's like the coaches put them in, and we were right, they were wrong, right? As opposed to them going in and them stinking, and then the coach would be like, see, told you so. They're not that good, that's why they're on the bench. The opposite effect happened. That's a positive. Only 4 sacks. Also a positive. I'd like it to be like 3 or 2 or 1 or none. But when you go from 7 to 3 to 4, that's a step in the right direction. Okay, let's get on to the negative, and there's a lot of it. We have to start with Caleb's turnovers. Good Caleb, bad Caleb. I expected turnovers from a rookie quarterback. The first interception was really ugly, really bad, and that's one of those, put it on film. I hope he learns from it. You make it once, and maybe that's a once-a-year type mistake. You did it once, let's get it out of our system. Let's be better moving forward. The Rome Odunze interception, some people are claiming it's on Rome. I think it's a mix. Was it catchable? Sure. I didn't love that he was trying to force it to Rome. I would have loved to see what else was open on that play. I haven't dug into the tape. But on the replays, it's like he's got a guy right behind him. He's got a guy right in front of him. It's a tough contested catch. Don't force the ball. And then the strip sack fumble. I mean, is it Caleb's fault? Not 100%. But again, as the quarterback, he's got to learn from that. And that was just a devastating, devastating moment. He's got to know that a turnover is the worst thing in that moment after your defense just steps up and you're backed up. And so that's a huge mistake, and he's got to learn from it. He's got to learn from it. Okay, DeAndre Swift, he sucks. No, I don't actually think DeAndre Swift sucks. I think the game plan with DeAndre Swift sucks. I think that DeAndre Swift is I expect him to be the starting back. I think he is a starting back. I think he is an RB1, talent-wise. But use him correctly, right? There's too much inside the tackles, not enough DeAndre Swift in space. And I'm not saying just do a bunch of swing passes and stuff, but use him the way that the Lions use Gibbs, that the Saints use Kamara, that the Niners use Christian McCaffrey. Put him in the slot, get him out, run routes, make him a real weapon. You can have DeAndre Swift in the slot and Roshan Johnson in the backfield, or they're both in the backfield at the same time. I'll be honest though, the stats they're ugly. 37 carries, 68 yards, 1.8 yards on average, and that includes a 20-yard long run. So he's really at 36 carries for 48 yards. I mean, that's unacceptable. He's got to be better, but the offensive scheming has to be better to help him. Keenan Allen injured, that just sucks. It's a negative. The Bears offense would be better if Keenan Allen was playing right now. I firmly believe that. It sucks that he's injured. Shane Waldron hates simple. I think we all can agree that as traditional Bears fans like myself, when you watch the game, when the Bears are successful, it's simple, right? It's like, oh, Caleb's under center, and he turns around and hands it to a running back like a Roshan Johnson between the tackles. Like, that's football, right? Hat on hat, big physical runner, right up the gut. Second downs have been dreadful for the Bears. They're the worst team in the NFL on second downs, even worse than the Panthers. It's awful. They are not converting second downs into first downs, and that's forcing them into bad third down situations. And then with a rookie quarterback, it compounds with a bad offensive line. So you need to be really good on first and second down. That comes from Shane Waldron. That comes from the play calling. That comes from the design. It's not good enough. Where's the play action? Where's the under center? Where's the heavy formations? Where's the commitment to the simple, right? Slants, quick outs. Where's the commitment to the simples? Play action, deep balls. Commitment to the simple. Let's not be too cute. This offensive line is not good enough to be too cute, and you have a rookie quarterback who just doesn't know enough. He doesn't have enough time in game, in situation to be better than simple right now. That's how I want to say it. Eberflus has just been bad through 3 games. The challenge disasters, the mismanagement of the timeouts. Your rookie quarterback throws a first touchdown pass to a rookie wide receiver, his first catch. They start celebrating. That's fine. You as a staff need to be prepared to go for it for 2 and get that in, or if you notice it's not working, you can't waste the time out there, kick the extra point and go on with it. The time was more valuable there at that point in time than the 1 point. It's just bad. And Eberflus is now officially on the hot seat. We knew going into the season, Eberflus had to get off to a hot start. The Bears have a 4-game stretch here now with some really winnable games. That Colts game was part of it. Really winnable game for them. And so if Eberflus wants to avoid me and the rest of Chicago media and everyone in NFL media in general, Colin Cowherd, first 10 minutes of the show, he's already talking about Eberflus getting fired and pairing Caleb up with Slowick in Houston or Ben Johnson in Detroit. I don't hate it, trust me. That's what I was pushing for during the offseason. You've been following along. I've been pushing for that. So I don't want the season to just dissolve into that. We'll see how it ends, and then you can make the decision from there. I do not want to fire Eberflus midseason. I think that'd be a disaster. Interim head coaches, you can't give Caleb that many voices this early in his career. Stick with Eberflus through the year, and then you fire him at the end of the year. And I think Bears ownership and brass, that's more their MO anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But I will say, through 3 games, what can we say in defense of Eberflus to be like he should keep his job, except for the fact that his defense is rocking right now? He's got that going for him, but he needs that and a winning record and an offense that looks like it has an identity and a function. There's no identity, there's no functionality to this offense right now. It is throwing darts at a dartboard and what play will stick. And with the rookie quarterback, that's just not good enough. Where's the game plan? Where's the identity? Where is the thing that we can hang our hat on as an offense? Like, well, when we're in trouble, we can do this and we can do it really well. We don't have that as an offense right now. And in the end, it does fall on the head coach. What's their identity? Force your play caller and your offensive coordinator to have an identity. In conclusion, how should we feel? 1 and 2. I wrote down that lost a winnable game. Playoff teams find a way to win that game. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's it. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Caleb Williams, that's the Caleb we want to see. You minimize and you eliminate the bad interception and you eliminate the fumble and you have that stat line with the pick to Rome on a challengeable ball, then the Bears win that game. The Bears have 1 win this year, and it's when the defense played great. Well, they played great in all 3 games, but how did they win? It's when they had no turnovers from Caleb Williams. In the 2 losses, multiple interceptions, multiple turnovers. There's something there. There's something there with that. Don't turn the ball over, Caleb. And right now, try to find an identity on offense. I'm not panicking. I believe in Caleb Williams. I don't think this Bears team is a playoff team right now at all. So all of that from a month ago when I was predicting them to make the wild card, I think that's out the window. We can reassess that in a couple weeks. Right now, the focus is on this offense and this young quarterback developing and winning some games, because this is the year to win games to start turning this culture around, even if you have to still fire the coach at the end of the year. We'll get to that when we get to it. Follow me on all social media at Mark Hespin. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's here, the YouTube, that's Facebook at Mark Hespin, and we'll talk to you soon.